So I just got done watching your video, and first thing I gotta say is you were right the entire video. This debate that's going on right now is a joke. Seriously. I mean, honestly, if we were being, taking out all of the hyperbole, taking out all of the BS, taking out all of the stuff from the right, all the stuff from the left, and we're just talking about health care. Just talking about taking care of humans. Making sure we live as comfortable of a life as we possibly can. We would not be having this debate. We would be doing exactly what Anthony Weiner of New York wants to do, which is Medicare for all. Just open up Medicare. Anybody wants in, you're in. Boom. You could at the beginning of the year, you could, when you fill out your tax forms, you click one of two options. Yes, I want to be in Medicare. No, I don't want to be in Medicare. And if you click no, I don't want to be in Medicare, then you put, you know what? I want to be in Medicare, but I want to pay for it privately. I want to pay for it out of my own money and not have it taken out of my checks. Or I want to go and get private insurance, but I want to do it through this public exchange. Or another option, which is I don't want any help anywhere, anyhow. I don't want the private exchange, nothing. Or I have coverage through my work. That's it. That's all right there. You would then cover everybody. Because when you're filling out your tax forms, you have to you put very clearly, yes, I want health care, or no, I'm taking care of it myself. How hard is that? But we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is how do we keep giving money to the insurance companies? How do we make sure that these bloated corporations who are stealing money and killing people continue to steal money and kill people? And this is not me being hyperbolic. I'm not saying things that aren't true. The simple fact is, with the system we have now, and even with the system that we're going to set up, yes, the new system will cover most people. And almost most of the people I know will be covered under the new system. But unless we have a strong public option, the cost of insurance will still be where it's at. The bills that we have now aren't great. I'll flat out admit that, because their cost containment is really not that great. Do I think they should pass anyways? Absolutely. Besides this abortion issue, which is going to be a whole nother video, we need something. And at this point, what we need to do is pass health care reform, which eliminates all of the negative, creates a basic public option. And I'll tell you right now, if we create a basic public option, then most people who are poor or unemployed, or it's like technically, I don't make enough money to be considered anywhere near middle class. Okay, I don't consider myself poor, even though I am. Most people I know, in the town I live in, are poor. Most of the people I work with are poor. Even people who are management at the place that I work at part-time would be considered poor. And the only reason that they have health care is because the corporation takes care of management. My girlfriend just had a couple months ago, a slip and fall accident at work where she separated the muscle from the bone in her shoulder over here, and she had to go to the hospital the next day and is now going through physical therapy. If it wasn't for the company's workman's comp coverage, we would be paying out of the ass, or she would be in pain constantly. It's ridiculous that we even have to go through this process. I mean, when we were in the office, I remember the first day we went into the office, and we weren't sure if workers' comp was going to cover her her physical therapy, because the workers' comp said they would cover the initial visit and then consider whether they'd cover the rest of the physical therapy. But because of necessity, we had to set up other appointments, and the receptionist said something to us that after we walked out and walked over to the McDonald's and sat down and I was drinking an iced tea and having a salad, and it was a chicken salad. It was really good. It's neither here nor there. But we had to laugh because the receptionist said, "Oh, just we'll get your insurance card when if workers' comp doesn't cover it." Insurance card? We don't have insurance. If workers' comp didn't cover it, she couldn't go. It's that simple. We couldn't afford it. It simply was out of our reach, which would have left her in massive amounts of pain, would have left her in this state of uncomfortability. And I think one of the things that healthcare is about is making people comfortable to live their lives. We're not talking about that in this debate. Right now, regardless of whatever happens, the reality is, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, regardless of Joe Lieberman or any of the other senators, blah, 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 whatever, by the end of the year, the Senate will pass their bill. By the spring, a bill will be on the president's desk, and by 2013, public option will be available to us. That's just a fact of life. Those are things that are going to happen. Momentum is there. Regardless of people screaming and yelling about abortion issues and this and that, the bill will pass. Okay? It will not be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and you will see over the next several years, especially after the 2010 elections, you will see modifications to the bill to try to strengthen it and make it better. But the reality is that what we really need to be thinking about is how do we make this nation stronger? And one of the key things is healthcare. People keep screaming about, oh, I don't want, this government involved in my life, and, blah, blah, blah. You know what? This was a government built for the people, by the people. Right now, it's not being run by the people. It's being run by corporations. And we, the people, need to take that back. And I'm sorry to say, but a public option is the first step. So whether you like it or not, we need the public option. We need healthcare, serious healthcare reform. And anybody who thinks that we should just leave it as it is, go ask the 44,000 people who die each year who don't have health care whether they think the status quo is good or not.